Well, good morning, YouTubers. I came out here early this morning, put the heater on, and got it running to knock the chill off. It's about 30 degrees this morning. It's actually pretty nice in here. I think this little heater, little Black & Decker, I don't know what you call this, portable heater. Maybe it's a portable heat pump. I don't know. It's got a tube that goes out the back, you know, and it draws air in and out through the back. But does a good job. I'm pretty happy with it. I might put one of these down in the banjo shop someday. Today's a big day. I believe this box right here, which Mr. UPS just brung me, is going to wind up to be my carburetor. So I'm gonna get out my handy dandy little cutting implement, and we'll slice that thing open and we'll see what pops out of it. Oh, the joy. Yep, looks about like a carburetor. Piece of fuel line sticking out back there. Hard as a rock. That's alright though. So, let me make myself a little space here. Push some of this stuff back. Boxes, bolts, and various things here in the way. We can back over here, sort of. I am thinking that I might have this thing running today if this carburetor's all good. That looks like what I expect it to look like. Oh, it's got lines and filters and all kind of fun stuff. Okay, it has the little throttle spring on it, the little electronic thing here, got the vacuum line on there for the throttle. Guy said it was like running when he took it off the car. I suppose good practice would be to take it apart, clean it up. But you know, also, I may just sit it on there and put some gas to it and put the plug wires on it and fire it up. Let's move in that direction a little bit. I've got a situation where I have many piles of stuff here on the table. I need to start my carburetor stack back up there. That's where I've been piling carburetors like that. I'll put that one up there after a time. So these little things here need to go in. I might want to get me some fresh gas line, or I might have some. Let's see what we got here. This looks like it's the right size to fit that. Actually, this piece right here is long enough to go to that. I have enough gas line to do whatever it is I need to do here. Oh, the joy. Oh, the joy. I think I could turn y'all off while I bolt this thing down, and look at that. Go right to that. Oh, the joy. Pretty, very pretty. Very lovely. Alrighty, I'll show y'all this. This is the firing order on Chevrolet engines. So we'll walk around to the place where this looks good. So this number 1 right here where my thumb is number 1 right here on this motor. So you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's the way your cylinders run. Now back here, this little round thing is that distributor, and that tells you where each one of these wires go. So I've got mine number 1 on number 1, which you see where number 1 is right there. So if I go counterclockwise, the next one is 8. It's 1, 8, 4, 3. Looks like 6, 3, 7, which should be the same thing that's stamped on this if it's still on it. And I'm pretty sure it's probably stamped on this. Usually your firing order is going to be stamped on your intake manifold somewhere. So I might could just lay this over. This thing's heavier than heck. This right here. Here it is right here. That's the... That's going to be it right there. I probably can't even see it. It's so, yeah. But anyway, you get the idea. So I'm just going to hook all these wires up correctly, and then we'll come back and think about what we need to do about getting some gas in there and firing this baby up. Okay, I guess I'm ready to spin her over a time or two and see what happens. I got a little bit of gas down here, running my fuel pump, run up through the filter into the carburetor. I've got all the important manifold holes blocked off. This one, oh, I got one vacuum line I got to patch right there. It'll take me but a second. In fact, I got almost, you can just stick this on it. Stick that in that. Stick this over that. Stop up that vacuum hole right there. Pour a little gas in there, spin her over, see what happens, I guess. Pray, say a little prayer. Say a little prayer for us. We'll see what happens. That's something. We got fire. We got gas coming up through the pump. It's like I might have a wire reverse because there's one cylinder where it does that, one spot. So I'm going to double check my wiring again. I could also throw a timing light on there as I'm turning it over to. Okay, so right this here. We have one. This wire. One. Eight. Right there. Number 6. One or 8 or 4. Goes to this one here. Number 3. Number 6. 3. Number 6. Goes to here. Number 6. Number 5. There's 5 here. Right there. And you've got 7 here. And we've got 2. Goes to there's all the way 2. The wiring is correct. Now, one of the things that happens pretty common is this can be 180 degrees out of round, but generally when it does that, it'll backfire on everything, not just on one cylinder. So let's just turn it over a little more. So we got the accelerator pump is working, and we got gas to the carburetor. So now we just got to sort out the timing. let's do a quick little timing check with the light over here using 63 Impalas timing light. Kind of like we did the other day. To see where that's falling right now. If it ain't right, then I'll want to probably change it to maybe try spinning it around to 180 degrees the other way. And when I talk about that, I'm talking about lifting the distributor out, turn it around halfway and putting it back. Okay. Now what I'm about to do is take the distributor out and turn the inside part 180 degrees. I want this to go in basically about where it is, so I'm going to notice that this vacuum line points to, right about here on this bolt. So when this goes back in, I want it to go back in at about the same place. So I'm going to take the cap off, turn that a half around, set it back down in there and put the cap back on it. And sometimes that's what happens. It's easy because your cam turns twice for every once that your crankshaft turns. Sometimes if it's a half a round out, you can have an issue. So, yeah. So, how did I do that? Little screwdriver. There you go. So what I'm going to do is turn this from facing this way to facing to right here. So I just loosen up the little holder on the distributor and that slides back. This comes up, and as this comes up, this shaft, this part here will turn a little. It's in there pretty snug. That's in the way. Now this just turned to right there. I'm going to take it around and put it right here. I'm going to drop it back in there. That's 180 degree out over. I'm going to put this back on it. I'm going to tighten it back up. I can tell you this is a lot easier to do like this than it is if it was in a car and I was laying over the hood, over the fenders, reaching over in here trying to do this. Let me tell you, that's just one of the reasons why having an engine stand, a run stand like this is so cool. Okay, that's back in there. This is pointing right about where it was. I'll put this little vacuum line back on here. Now this may crank or it may just sputter and stuff. If it sputters a lot more than it was, I'll know that it wasn't 180 degrees out. I'll set this timing light over here for the moment. I'm not going to put more gas in it because it's got a good bit in there. So cross your fingers, hope for the best. Woohoo! That is the sound of the Chevy motor running. Now I could do a little timing stuff here. Like I could turn this a hair that way. I could also turn this a hair that way. I think I like it better this way. Let's see what Mr. Timing Light says. timing light back over here. That's pretty close, right, actually. So let's dabble a little bit of gas down the carburetor here. So we step back, try not to get our hair burned off. Probably wouldn't hurt to adjust the idle screw ahead a good wee bit. Idle screw down here on the carburetor linkage. All I'm doing is opening up the throttle a little more, so that she'll run faster if she does kick over. That's a happy sound. Let's open the door, get some air in here. Keep in mind that these valves hadn't been adjusted. They've been adjusted enough to crank it, but not really fully adjusted. That's one of the other reasons for having the engine stand, was so that we can have a place to adjust the valves and everything with it running, which is what I do. Not everybody adjusts them running, but I do. Pull this stuff up. I don't want any of this getting into the down there. She's already making the noises I want to hear it make to make me know that everything's okay. I'm just going to tie up this stuff here so nothing will get down there and hit the flywheel and damage any oil line or spark plug wires or anything. I love the sound of it so far.